This is the most underrated skill that every single fashion entrepreneur needs to know. It's not your product design, it's not your sourcing logistics, it's not having the right manufacturer. This is the skill of sales. In this episode, you'll learn how sales can effectively help you improve your product design, so design better products that people want to buy, transform your marketing strategies, and we'll go through the difference between sales and marketing as well, and ultimately why it is necessary in fashion. Fashion is not simply about creating product and launching product that remains unsold. It's essentially about creating products that resolve a customer's issue. And sales teaches us, in order to resolve a customer's issue, we must first understand their pain points. When we're creating a running brand, what we are doing is we are looking at our customer avatar and we're looking at these specific pain points that they might have and analyzing how our products can resolve those pain points. At the same time, when we know sales, we understand how to demonstrate value. We understand how to communicate value. This, in other terms, is called storytelling. When you're able to craft a story around your brand, whether you're selling a car or whether you're selling a t-shirt, when you are able to create a story, you're able to get a customer emotionally invested. The second thing is that learning how to sell leads you to understanding the sales process and ultimately how that matters in a fashion brand. There is an extremely well-known example of Jordan Belfort, the Wolf of Wall Street, that says, "Sell me this pen." And this example is there to demonstrate that it's not about what you say, it's about the structure and how you say it. Second thing is product positioning and storytelling. There's a reason that Lululemon is able to sell their products for $120 a legging versus you can go onto Walmart, you can buy the same product, quote unquote, for a fraction of the cost. Why is it that Lululemon is still able to do that? Because it's brand positioning and understanding how to craft the story around why that product is worth $120. And then third, understanding sales allows us to know how to overcome objections. When you're transacting with a customer, there's going to be a time where a customer is going to give you an objection. Maybe it's a money objection. Your product is too expensive, or I don't have the time, I'm too busy to be able to figure out what I want. But here with the fashion brand, objections are a little bit more different than selling an agency service because you're really not selling one-on-one most times. If you're in an online fashion brand, how you overcome objections is by learning how to communicate those objection overcomes beforehand. If we're in a sales process, you give me an objection that's a money objection, then I need to focus on making the value of the product supersede or exceed vastly the investment that you're going to put into it. When you look at ASRV, their premium prices, essentially will have customers that say that's too expensive, but they overcome that with how they lay out their website, their imagery, the types of models they use, the stories they tell, the types of influencers. That's how they overcome those objections without even having to go up to the person in person and overcoming those objections. And then lastly here is that sales allows you to know how to generate urgency and to create scarcity. People, if they are not motivated to buy today, will not buy. How do we create urgency? Well, we might create urgency by creating limited time offers. Or maybe our products are in limited quantities, so they might sell out. We offer some sort of exclusivity, like an SMS service that gives them first access to exclusive drops. Now, how do we shift gears and understand how sales affects product design? If we went to Walmart, but we had a pair of Lululemon leggings that are $150, most likely the units sold at Walmart would not equate to the units sold at the Lululemon store because the type of customer that is in Walmart is not looking for a Lulu type product and vice versa. So this is where product market fit is essential. Let's use a pair of leggings, for example. If we understand that our leggings are going to be used by customers who have a busy lifestyle, this product is going to need to be taken into the gym, through commuting, through a coffee with friends. So this product is going to need to be versatile. So perhaps, definitely, it shouldn't cause issues with sheerness, issues with camel toe. It shouldn't be too revealing. It should be very durable. Last but not least, sales ultimately helps you to expand and to enhance your marketing efforts. And it makes sense. If sales is the goal of engaging with someone and getting them to buy something, marketing is the idea that we are letting the customer know about our product. So we market first and then we sell second. But understanding that marketing without sales is incomplete, but vice versa may not be so true, because if we have sales, we definitely have marketing. By knowing how to convince the customer, to communicate to the customer, we are essentially marketing to them in the beginning. So it shows us the importance of social proof. So if others have had a good experience with our product, then chances are you will as well. It also allows us to understand the importance of scarcity. People generally want things which they know that others may not be able to get, and also they value the idea more that if they don't act today, that they may not be able to act tomorrow. So they have a sense, an urgency in their lives to take action today. People buy from those they trust and that they respect, because if they don't trust you, then they're going to worry that your product doesn't work. So if you look at Nike, Nike gives you the feeling that it's a brand for top athletes. When you're buying into Nike, you're buying into a part of that victory. You're buying into a part of that greatness. So I'll leave you with this. If you're interested in getting into the concept of sales, the best book that I would recommend that's a great starting point that takes a very logical approach to sales and it takes a very practical approach is The Science of Selling by David Hoffield. It's a great book. It's based on hundreds and hundreds of studies that David Hoffield and his crew set out over a number of years, how to set up the sale, how to demonstrate value, how to reinforce urgency, and how to close the deal. If you guys want my personal opinion on how you can implement a more effective sales strategy into your day-to-day as a fashion brand, from someone who has and consistently generates over 6 figures a month in sales, you can check the link in the description. I offer one-on-one consultation calls every single week. Slots are limited. Guys, I say this from the very bottom of my heart. Thank you so much for tuning into this episode of Fittdesign TV. Until next week's episode, stay awesome.